Inundated with thousands of tweets and Twitters and emails and Facebook messages. Loads of interesting projects. But this one in particular really caught my eye.
Just up the road in Crosshaven, some people got in touch to say they didn't have a dirty old town. They had a dirty old fort. Fort Camden was built in the 16th century to defend Cork Harbour against the Spanish Armada. For 4 centuries since, it has been of strategic importance in a number of wars, but it has seldom seen action. But since 1989, it's been in disrepair, falling victim to dumping and vandalism.
Today is a culmination of a lot of work we've achieved in the last 12 months as a community. For 21 years the fort has been idle, but in the last 12 months we've made a breakthrough with the local authority, Cork County Council, and they've been fantastic with us. And with that, we've had volunteers on site for the last 12 months, and basically we're just stripping the fort back to its former glory.
The Rescue Camden Committee is a group of 50 volunteers who receive support from Cork County Council and local businesses and labour from Foss.
When you came in the gate in July last year, it was almost as if the fort was crying out saying, please, you know, somebody take care of me.
But the people of Crosshaven have begun to take back their fort.
It was heartbreaking really to see it. So I think that was the impetus really, because people could see beyond that, the damage and the graffiti and the broken windows and all that.
Fort Camden covers a massive 45 acres. It can only be tackled in small bites.
So what we're hoping to achieve obviously is the rectangular area, the moat here, which is the approach site. That's one component. That involves a 60-ton crane, craning in 6-ton excavators. They're going to have to go in there and take out a lot of the spoil. We also have a huge problem with fly tipping, which is, you know, a huge problem in the country at the moment. So they've got to go in and take all this litter out. Our volunteers then will be working on the bank. As you look on the right-hand side, the masonry on the wall is all chunked and chipped. It takes the whole look off the fort, and by the time we're finished in the next few days, that is going to look poor unless we get that done as well. Then we've got our gate guys getting ready, our Foss workers. What they're going to be doing is stripping the agricultural security look off the gate.
Basically, this is a security gate that was put up by the council. At this stage now, there's security in the premises, so we can actually take off most of what's on this gate, get back down to the bare frame, and make it more pleasing to the eye by putting maybe timber cladding over the top of it, just to tidy it up a bit.
As work starts on the perimeter, we can take in a quick history lesson.
Just to bring into perspective where we are now, we're sitting in Cork Harbour and we're looking at from the seaward advance, looking at the shore. You can see the fort up behind us here in the lower Cambers, dating back 1550. The British Army had occupancy here up in 1938. So from 1938 right up to 1989 was the whole Irish history in the fort. You would have had the Irish Army in here, the Slough and Maria, the Naval Reserve. They've got a huge history with Camden, civil defence, auxiliary fire service. So constantly from 1938 right up to the handover to the Cork County Council in 1989, it was always a hive of activity here.
Only 40% of the fort's structure is on the surface. 60% is underground, a secret maze of tunnels and staircases leading to lost bunkers. For Eileen and Marion, the fort has a special place in their hearts. They grew up here.
Well, here we are. The lookout post of Camden, our former home, which we loved. We were brought up here for many, many years. Our father was a caretaker after leaving the army.
Last year when I came in here, I was very, very upset when I saw the condition of the fort. I hadn't been here for years and cried a few tears, and then I said, OK, it stops here. If there's something I can do to help, I'm going to start helping.
Here we are, outside the dance hall. Happy days.
Very happy days.
Very, very happy days.
The concerts and the films. And always the sound of laughter.
Yeah.
But today, there's the sound of industry and diesel engines.
We've far exceeded today's expectations on the moat. I mean, it's fantastic. I am so happy. The wall is coming along well. The gate is always a difficult task, and I think looking at it down there this evening, we're pretty much where we want to be with the gate.
Incredible progress has been made. The moat has been cleared, the weeds cut back, and morale is high.
We've taken out 21 years of rubbish out of that moat. In fact, this morning one of the guys actually found a 7p potato bag. So that'll tell you how long this rubbish has been going on. But thankfully this dirty old fort could be turning the corner.
We've got pint bottle. That's Guinness.
Right, my favourite.
1969.
Oh God, 69. So,
God only knows what was inside in this.
I don't know what either of those, but this one is marked again with E. Manring of Peckham. Del Boy's old stomping ground, another great TV
Del must
connection.
have been around at some stage.
Years of damage and neglect to the wall has been smoothed over. They're nearing the end of the work.
So here we are. You can see the moat, it's cleared. We took 8 tons of rubbish out.
Just cannot believe what was achieved. No longer a dirty old fort, a cleaned out moat, spotless cleaned out moat.
We have our gate, which was a horror, beautifully clad in teak. It's fabulous. We can now see into the fort. It's a bit of an enticement for people. No more dirty old gate to the fort. We have the wall coming down, broken, dishevelled, now patched up. We'll paint it in a few days. We have to wait for the mortar to dry. No more dirty old wall at the fort. The dirty old fort is vanishing. There'll be no more dirty old fort in Camden.
There's one last thing to do. Raise the tricolour for the first time in 22 years.
Fort Camden it's a bit like the stables in Athboy. It's a beautiful old ruin. It doesn't just deserve to be cleaned up. It needs somebody to have a lavish vision for it. The fort covers 45 acres. So this isn't a makeover, it's the beginning of something.
Dirty Old Towns isn't just a TV show. It's a movement that's just